Welcome to week 2 of this habit challenge. I'm going to give it a few minutes so that people can come in and I can get this set up. So just hang out with me for a few minutes until I get this all set up. There we go. I'm trying to get my chats up here so that I can see. We're going with the portrait view here because I am on Instagram streaming as well. What's up, everyone? We are live. If you're on Instagram, it's a slight lag, so it's going to take me a minute to respond to your comments. But progress is happening here. I'm actually able to record on Instagram and YouTube at the same time. So if you're on Instagram and the quality is not good for you, you can go ahead and get on my YouTube. It's going to be the same video. You're going to see the same thing, just better quality, hopefully. Should. What's up? What's up? Will Spinning. How you doing? I'm gonna give it a minute so that people can come in before I start. But I hope that you're doing well. Let me see. Pull this up here. Today we're gonna talk about cycles in life and how to overcome hurdles, so that we can keep going, keep moving forward, because it's inevitable. It will happen. Change is inevitable. So how do we prepare? How do we build that strength, that internal courage to keep going? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And how y'all doing out there? So like I said, I got a little progress going here. We got YouTube and Instagram at the same time. So yeah, like I said, if the quality is not good for you on Instagram, you can go to my YouTube. Same name on YouTube, TAOOFTITO on YouTube. Link is in my bio as well. That's the same thing across all of my social media, but right now I'm only on YouTube and Instagram streaming. So let's see. Today we're going to talk about the topic of the week, cycles of life and overcoming hurdles. Because this is very important to have. Because we can talk about habits and routines and goals all day long, but there's cycles in life, things we cannot control that happen, and if we can prepare for them, or at least be aware of the things that happen when they come up, we can help ourselves get past those or to keep moving forward even when those things happen. So I'm going to give it a little bit, let people come in here. I see Instagram is doing some weird things, but gonna roll with it. I hope you all are doing good out there. How's everybody doing? Let's see, can I comment on here too? Yeah, I can. There we go. Told you, we're making progress here. Every week we're going to get better. I don't know, this Instagram quality may have to stay like this, but at least it's working this week. I do not have a PowerPoint this week. We're just going to be talking, chatting. I do have a little whiteboard here. Let's see what we got here. We got, hey, what's up, Gabriella? See you on YouTube. Yes, things are working. Thank you all for commenting so that I can see that these things are working. Awesome, awesome. Good. I'm glad y'all are doing good. Thank you for joining me. It's a beautiful Monday night. I hope the weather's been good for you where you're at. We've actually come out of that cold and we've been having really nice weather the past few days. I got outside, got some sunlight, as you should. Put my feet on the ground. Felt so good. If you have not done that yet, you should do that. Highly recommend it for at least 20 minutes. Get out there, put your feet on the ground, and some grass or sand if you can. If not, concrete is fine, but no shoes, no socks. Put your feet on the ground. Put your hands on the ground. If you don't want your feet on the ground, you put your hands on the ground. But keep it there for like 20 minutes, and I'm telling you, like literally, it's gonna improve your mood, everything. Improve your immune system, all of the things. So highly recommend it if you do not do that already. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. This will be recorded, so if someone gets on later, you'll be able to see it then. So let's see, pull this up here. All right. So yeah, last week I covered what this whole 27-day challenge is going to be about, what we're going to be doing, what's kind of the expectation that you can have when we have these lives, and also in our Facebook group. And so you can check that one out if you have not seen that yet. But this week, we're like, for the next few weeks of this month, we are going to kind of break it down into smaller chunks, and hopefully I will help shine some light on some areas that will help you continue forward with your habits. Because, as I said earlier in this video, I mean, we can have all the habits and the routines we want, but life happens, and there are things that we cannot control. So, like I said in the first video, was, you know, we can have a positive mindset, and that's how what you should have. But your willpower alone is not going to do things. Like, there's different moving parts to it. And especially when things happen and you get knocked down, you don't really have the willpower at that point. So how do you get back up? And, you know, so we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about the different things. But I want to jump into why I'm even talking about the cycles of life. Like, why is this even important? So I'm going to read off a little bit, and then we'll have a little dialogue, and then I'll open it up for questions if you have any. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So, yeah, so last week I also talked about how you need to move into like a new perspective. One of your homework for last week was to get clear on your vision, on your why you're doing the things you're doing. Why do you want these new habits? You need to get clear on your values. Once you figure out your why, I mean, that really helps you get clear on your values, and that sets your belief system. So if you've done that, you've now created this identity. So you've got clear on your identity, or you created a new identity, which you can do. You have free will to do that. Like I said before, you can change your name, you can talk with the accent, you can dress the way you don't dress. You are free to do that. So you can improve on your identity that you have now, or you can create a new one. You know, amazing. So, but you need to get clear on why you want to create the new one, or why you have this identity. So really getting clear on that, really getting clear on your why, because that will help you in those times as well. That will help you move forward. I hope I'm staying in the view of this camera, because I'm doing the portrait view. So hopefully I stay in the view, but it's not even about me. Just listen. Okay, so yeah, this is a new story that you're writing yourself. You're starting a new chapter or a new book in your life. So you are creating this character, your character that you're able to create. What does that person look like? What do they talk like? What do they think? What do they eat? You know, just all the things. What is their lifestyle? Who do they keep around them? What are they watching? You know, all the things. Like, that's why you have to get clear on it, because that person, that identity that you have, they do things. They have a lifestyle. They have these values and things that they hold true, and that's what they move in. So you have to get clear on those things, and because it also is going to help you say no to things. Because a person, like I said last week, a person who is about health and wellness has to say no to going to certain places and doing certain things, because it does not align with what they do. You know, I mean, you can go to these places and things, but you're not going to participate in some of these things. So that's why you need to get clear on your goals, because it's going to help you set those boundaries. It's going to help you know what to say yes to and what to say no to. Okay, so the reason why I'm talking about the cycles in life is because there's different stages in life that we go through. And sometimes we can get stuck in certain places. And when you're stuck, you become stagnant. And we talked about what is stagnancy. If you're not growing, if we're not going up, we are, dying. Stagnancy would breed disease, dis-ease. It could then lead to death. So, you know, we don't want to be stagnant. You know, it happens sometimes, but we need to be able to get out of it. So, if we're stuck, then we're stagnant. Sometimes we get stuck in these same cycles. And we're like, why does the same thing keep happening to me? Like, why do I keep running into these same people? Why does this keep happening? This and that. It's because you're stuck in some sort of cycle. If you have not heard of the book, it's called Outwitting the Devil, but it's written by Napoleon Hill. And he also wrote Think and Grow Rich. So in this book, he's having a conversation with the devil. And one part that they talk about is that the devil uses a hypnotic rhythm, which is a law of the universe. It's a rhythm. I'm going to talk about in a second all the different cycles and rhythms, but it is a rhythm that happens in the universe. It's something you can't see, but it happens. And when you're in this rhythm, it's like I was talking with a friend the other day. A vibration. When you're around certain people, you act like them or you pick up things from them. And so, you're like the 5 people that you hang around the most or whatever. So, the saying. And I was saying that, yeah, it's like if we're talking about vibrations, if something comes close to a vibration, it's going to start to vibrate at the same wavelength as that other vibration because that one is stronger. So if you're not strong enough, you're going to start to mimic whatever you're around. That's why you have to know your identity and who you are, okay? Because then you're going to have more strength. You're going to put out more of that energy. You're going to be able to choose whether to vibrate at that or to move off somewhere else, okay? So it's a vibration. So we're talking about these rhythms. You're stuck in a sort of vibration or rhythm, okay, that you can't get out of because you're now in this wavelength, this wave pool. You get sucked into a wave pool. It's hard to get out. You're going to suck down. It's going to spit you out somewhere else, or you're going to stay in that wave pool, okay? What's up, everyone? What's up? Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. So yeah, I mean, it's rhythms and cycles that we cannot control. We can do things to get out of them. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit, but like I said, I want to get you to understand why I'm even talking about the cycles. Okay, so let's see. One of the cycles that we all know of is just the life cycle in general. Your birth, your baby, adolescence, adulthood, then you die. It's a life cycle that happens. And in each one of those stages of the cycle, you have a different mindset, a different perspective. There's different things that you're thinking about. So this is why we need to be aware, because we're at different stages of life. Different things are going to come up. And so I really want to help you not react, but respond, okay? Because you can. You don't have to react to everything. We're floating around. This is a part of being in the hypnotic rhythm. You're just in the rhythm, and you're like, oh, this is the way life is. Oh man, whoa, I just get hit. This is the way life is. Getting smacked in the head. When it's you could become aware, pause for a second, and why am I even here? What am I doing here? This does not align with me. And how do I get out? And that's what I'm here to do with you, is to help you get out of that cycle if you are stuck in a cycle. Okay, so and one thing that I wanted to point out too with these habits, I wrote this down so it's before I forget. It's not about adding, because sometimes we always add and we're like, I'm going to do these 5 things, but sometimes it's about taking away. Again, once you get clear on your identity, you're going to know that you don't need to add these other things. All you need to do is just take away something, disconnect from something. And that will start to get you out of the cycle. That will start to get you out of that stagnancy and that stuck energy. You have to, and the reason why I thought about this, because I was pruning my plants. You have to prune the dead away, otherwise it's going to start to kill the other stuff around it. If you feel like you're dying, if you feel like your life is being sucked out of you, that means there's something in your life that is sucking the life out of you. Whoa, Instagram just did some craziness. Sorry about the quality on there, y'all. But I just want to point that out too, is that you can respond to certain things. We don't have to react to everything that happens to us. So in responding, we're going to prune away the dead stuff. Okay, we're going to be intentional about what it is that we keep around us. We're going to be intentional about the vibration that we're in, the cycles that we are in. or at least be aware of the cycles, because we can't change some of these cycles. So what are some of these cycles? Okay. Some of the cycles in the universe and on Earth. So some of the cycles would be planets. They move in a cycle, right? Some of them are our seasons here on Earth. It's a cycle. It doesn't change. We are in winter right now. We are about to be in spring. You know it's coming. You know it's coming. Winter does not last forever. Okay, spring comes. Things blossom and bloom. The weather changes. Then it's summertime. Okay, we know these things are coming. Don't act shocked when they happen. So we are in winter right now. What happens in winter? The usual that happens in winter. Okay? Other cycles would be the moon phases, which affects the ocean tides. So they're in a 6-hour cycle going up and down. The moon phases every month. The same cycle happens. Okay, women, you know about that. Economic cycles. There are things that happen and repeat. I mean, honestly, like they say, history repeats itself, or at least mimics the past. There are cycles in the economy. Okay, if you look, there's a virus or something. Okay, then there's an economic collapse or something like that. There's uproar about something. Okay, we go through these cycles. It's nothing new, people. Nothing new here. Do not let them sway you. You have control over your emotions. Like you know, if you don't right now, we can work on those. But you have enough control and awareness to like look at things and be like, all right, look, you don't need to be told this. You can say, you know what? I know from my perspective in my life that this is going on, but I'm choosing to move in this way. You don't have to tell me how to move. I know that I can choose to move in this way. I'm not going to accept the fear from you. I'm not going to accept the death and the illness from you. Okay? I'm going to do my part, okay, to move in a direction and with a mindset of light, of love, of health, of healing, of wealth, of abundance, because that is accessible, and I know that to be true. So I'm going to move in that. I'm going to choose to move in that because I can. Why would I choose to move in death and fear and hate? You know, of course, awareness, be aware, keep yourself secure. You know, there's different things you can do, but I'm not moving in that because you have this life to live. Why would you live it like that? That doesn't make sense. Let's live it fully. That's what I'm here to do, and I want others to do. Live life fully. I want you to enjoy it as full as you can, because we do not know what's going to happen tomorrow, what's going to happen in an hour. You never know what's going to happen. Nice. Yeah, so we got some warm weather out here for other people. Yes, you went to the park for the first time this year. Yes, good. Yeah, I went this weekend too, so yes, enjoy that weather. Get that sunlight, you all. It will help you. It will help you. Don't have a good mood, open the blinds. Get that fresh air, get that sunlight. Like I said, put your feet in the grass, put your hands on the grass if you don't want to put your feet, whatever. Get grounded. It will help you, okay? So those were different types of cycles. Also, other cycles would be like your sleep cycle. Okay, we have cycles happening in our body. It happens without us doing it. It just happens. Okay, these are things that we cannot control, but they happen. And they affect us. All right? Whew. I'm talking fast, y'all. Hope you're catching, like, you're staying out with me. All right, so yeah, so we just don't have control over those things, but they do happen and they affect us. Okay? Some people believe that there are like 7-year cycles, like every 7 years things happen in our lives, and I believe so. I think there are different types of cycles. So some types, let's say relationships, would be a 7-year cycle. Then there's some like 10-year cycles, I think 5-year cycles. So there are different links of cycles that happen in your life, and if you look back, you're like, oh yeah, like that actually did happen 7 years ago, you know? So do a little of that. If you haven't done that before, kind of think back, do like a 5-year review, 7-year review, and kind of think and see. Normally during those times, there's big changes and things that happen. So if something big is changing in your life right now, look back 5 or 7 years from now and see what happened then. It was probably something else big that you took a turn or a direction. You chose a path and you went down, and it took you down a certain path. So it's interesting to look at these cycles in life. I mean, there's even, what is it? The golden spiral. Or like, there's things in nature and just in life in general that have this spiral to it. Okay, it's this natural spiral, and you get closer to it and it just keeps spiraling out, and there's still just the center, if you know what I'm talking about. It is actually called the growth spiral, I believe. And it's like the shape never changes, but it can grow. Let that sink in. The shape never changes, but it can grow. Okay, but what is it that you want to grow? So that's why we have to get clear on our identity. So your identity will not change, but you can grow. Okay, once you're clear on it. Is this the shape you want to take? All right, we can expand and grow from here. Okay, it's not just going to be this linear thing that you're doing. It's going to change and expand because it has to. Well, it's going to change some kind of way. You can choose to expand or you can choose to stay where you're at. But if you're here right now, then that means you're choosing to expand, and I like that. So let's see. Each cycle has its own challenges and rewards. If you pay attention to these cycles, you can use them to your advantage before things happen to you, or you can just prepare and know how to move when these things happen. Because again, it's a cycle. So if it's going to happen again next time, you know not to choose A and to choose B. You know what I'm saying? Like, learn a little bit here, okay? But along with that comes awareness. You have to be aware. And again, that's a conscious choice to do, is to be aware. So yeah, I mean, usually these cycles, like I said, are here to teach us something. So, you know, it could also show us why our mood's changing. Hold on a second, you all. Get this out of here. All right, so yeah, and I said all of that so that you understand that there are different cycles and rhythms in life. We cannot change them. It is there. These are like universal laws. They're in nature. It's factual that these spirals, these cycles, these rhythms are here. So knowing that, we want to take it and use it, like I said, either for our advantage or use it to prepare or just bring awareness to things and know that you don't have to stay stuck, that you can grow, okay? And that's fine. Like, we don't have to fall into this hypnotic rhythm and get stuck into what someone else is telling us to do because we've done it our whole lives. Or let's say that you're in your late 20s, early 30s, you know, late 30s, whatever it is, and you've been doing the same thing for these 5 or 7 or 10 years. It doesn't mean you have to continue that way. You can choose to do something different. Change up your wardrobe. Change the color that you wear. Okay? You normally wear a lot of jewelry, but I've been starting to wear little thingies, little accessories. You know, just change it up a little bit, just for fun, just to see what happens. Push your comfort zone a little bit. That will start to help you get out of that stagnant energy. That's taking a risk. That's jumping. That's having faith, that knowing that when you do that, something's going to change. If you're ready for change, you're willing to do anything, right? Like, if you've been down for long enough, if you've been hurt for long enough, you're ready to do whatever because nothing else is working. So get out of your comfort zone. That will be a big jump, a big leap. I've talked about it before. Like, I've done it numerous times. I left secure home, job, that type of thing, and got an RV and got a van, and I've traveled, and I just do different things when I feel called to do these things. And I'm taking a risk by doing those things. Like, I could do the regular thing, get a job and sit and you know, have a family and whatever else. Not to say that I can't do that while I travel and things, but, you know, I could have chosen to do that and stay in one place and do that. But I didn't. I took these risks, and it took me to different places. I chose to do those things. But every time that I did, it widened my perspective of life. It opened my horizon of life. That's why I preach this, like, being able to live life fully, because you can. And I hate to see people not living life fully and thinking life is like a drag. But yeah, it's hard. Trust me. Look, I did not wake up this morning motivated. I did not wake up this morning ready to do anything but go back to sleep. Okay? It happens. But I still have this, I don't want to say lust for life, which, you know, I could use it if I want to, but I have this like passion for life because we are here for a reason. Like, if anything, we're here to fully experience this life right now. What does that look like? What are your senses? Are you aware of your... If you can take a moment and feel, what does it feel like to sit? What does it feel like to touch yourself? You feel your fingertips? Do it now. Do it with me. Yeah. Okay, what does that feel like? What does it feel like to have that air in your lungs? Go outside if it's cold. Go outside. Get that cool air. What does it feel like? Okay, you can feel these things. These are senses that you were gifted at birth. These are free things that you have. You don't have to buy this. You just have to change your perspective to be appreciative for it, to be grateful for it, to move in it. Okay? Like, these are things that you can do. I mean, I feel like I kind of went off on a little tangent, but we should be, the only way you can change your perspective, like I said, is to take risk, to get clear on your why, who you are, okay, to understand these cycles so that we can move in these habits that we want to do. I was gonna like write on the whiteboard, but I've already written on the whiteboard. Here, I'll show you my little diagram-ish thing. So this goes along with our habits. If you've been following along in the challenge, then you've been working on your habit. If you have not, you should join. The link is either in my bio or in the description box. And you can sign up there. You'll get a free files, which will be like a habit tracker and a jumpstart guide as well, if you want to work on your health. But right here, you're looking at, let me go back to my other screen here so I can see what I'm showing, what you can see. All right. So in the middle here, a cue, a trigger, is how you start a habit. You have to have a trigger. I talked about this last week. An alarm. Set an alarm. Or when you wake up, you drink that water. That's your cue to start on, this routine, into this routine, which is going to create this habit. So when you drink that water, your routine is to stretch. After you stretch, and let's say you go to the bathroom, or that's opposite. You drink the water, you go to the bathroom, you come out, you stretch. That's your routine. After doing that for a while, you're going to create this habit. Your reward is your destination. Okay? Your reward is, one, now you're more hydrated, you have more energy, you feel good about yourself because you've completed this numerous times, you crossed it off for those 27 days, you're feeling good about yourself. Let's say that you actually set yourself a reward at the end of this month. If I completed this, then I get to do this. Like for me, I like this one spa. It's a Korean spa. It's amazing. If you have not been to one, I highly suggest it. You can get a day pass. They have it on Groupon, and get in some saunas, jump in some ice bath, sauna type of thing. Feels good. Treat yourself. Okay, that's a good reward. At the end of the month, if I complete my 27 days, I'm going to reward myself with this. Okay? So that's this internal thing. This is a daily thing that's going to happen. The outside, though, is the journey to the destination. Of course, we want that destination. We want that habit. We want to be that person that has that habit, okay? Of course. But there's a journey to get there. So in that journey is what matters most. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I mean, of course, we're going to look at this on a larger scale of life. Like, getting to that ultimate goal that you want, that this habit is going to lead you to, is the journey. But you want to obviously be at that goal. You want to be that wealthy person, or that whatever type of person, that person that looks good and that's fit, and or this amazing parent that has these amazing children and whatever else. They retire you and y'all do whatever, travel together and all kind of stuff. Whatever your ultimate goal is, that's the destination. So from here to there is the journey, of course. That's what happens in between. That's the important part. Of course, you're going to enjoy when you get to that destination, and then you're going to have another goal after that. But it's about the journey, what happens in between. So when we're doing this habit challenge, we have to focus on what happens in between. Okay? It's not necessarily the exact habit that you're focusing on. It's the cue in doing the routine. It's just doing the thing. It's the monotonous thing. It's just a repetitious thing. That's what a habit is. Something that you don't even think about after a while, and you just do it. Okay, we have habits, all kinds of habits. We don't think about it, but we just have these habits that happen. Like if something fell over or whatever, I would have a habit to react and to do something, So we just have these different habits. You only care about rent checks. Well, I'm telling you right here, to get money for your rent, you have to do some things, right? The journey is going to take you to that rent money. If you want a better place to live, it's going to have higher rent money, which means this journey is going to have to change, right? Okay, so got my buddy on here now. So we have to really look at these cycles. So that was a cycle right there, right? Did you see the cue to the routine to the habit? That's a cycle. So kind of connecting what I was talking about earlier with these cycles to your habits now. Okay, so some of these outside cycles we cannot control, but the inside one, that habit one, we can control, which is why I'm doing this habit challenge. So on the larger grand scheme of things, I would like to help you get past hurdles whenever these things happen in your life. This will help strengthen your courage. It will help strengthen that internal zest, that internal lion in you, that warrior in you, and give you that confidence that you can persevere. Okay, if you don't have that when things come up, what you gonna do? If you don't have the confidence, if you don't have the strength, when those things come up, what do? I'm gonna pull the blanket over my head. I don't feel like doing anything. I don't even want to see the sunlight. I don't want to see anybody. I feel bad about myself. I'm gonna eat the junk food because I don't even feel like cooking. I don't feel like going to get nothing. I'm just gonna, You treat yourself bad. You beat yourself. You may think it's a reward, but it's a habit that you had. Okay, that we have to change. So when we feel that way, we go get sunlight. We move our body. We drink the water. We make the food if we don't feel like it. Okay, call it self-discipline. I know a lot of people nowadays have lost that, but self-discipline can be a good thing. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. All right, so we're going to use our adulthood and the strength that we have to make some good decisions and be self-disciplined about certain things. But it's how you respond when those things come up. But it's hard to respond in a courageous way when you don't have that inside. So again, this is why I want to do this habit challenge, because I want to help you build that strength. It's a mental strength. I talked about this last week. It's a mental strength. Okay, when you work out, it's not just about working out to be physically fit, which of course that helps and that happens, but you're also working out your mental, your brain, like literal brain power, brain strength is being worked out because you have to push past when you're tired, when it's hurting. You have to push past it. So that is exercising that mental strength. Okay, so if you work out for any other reason than exercising your mental strength, that's enough right there. It's just pushing past when you hit that wall. You do that enough times, you strengthen your mental. You strengthen your heart. You trust yourself more. You know that you'll make good decisions. Okay? So that's what we're trying to get to. It's not just about this little habit that you're doing for these 27 days. It's about more than that. It's a bigger picture to it. Okay? It's the journey. Like I said, it's the journey that we're doing right now. But I broke it down to just this habit. One habit, maybe two habits, no more than that we're focusing on in February, the shortest month of the year. I'm making it real simple and easy for you to get started. Okay? After February, we will continue on. You let me know what you want to do next. If you want another challenge, if you want to continue this, or whatever, I'm always here and I'm always up for this. I love personal development and all of this. The holistic lifestyle, which means mind, body, spirit, that it's all connected. If one is off, it's going to affect the others being off. So, we want to work on it all together. Okay? Which, like I said, is if you're being physically fit, you're working your mind and your spirit, because now you're being creative, like that you're going to stick with it. You know that you're doing it. You know that you're doing it and it has a deeper purpose to it too. It's not just about looking good, because some of us are fine looking the way we look. So why would I go change that? Well, because we want to exercise this mental strength. We want to get stronger up here too, and in here. Because that's going to help us when these hurdles come. That's going to help us when that winter comes again. Because it will come. Alright, we're in winter right now, so what can we do? Prepare for spring. What happens in spring? Well, one, you need to clean. Clean out, get rid of the old stuff like I talked about earlier. Prune. Get rid of that dead stuff. If it's sitting around and you haven't used it in over a year, needs to go. Donate, sell it. I don't care what you do. It's got to go. Okay, let's clean up the space. In that act, you will open up a new, you will clear out some of that stagnant energy. Because stuff holds energy. The stuff you bring into your house, stuff that's sitting there is holding energy. Open your windows. When it's nice outside, let that sun in. Open the windows, clear it out, clean out, donate, declutter, throw away stuff. That's going to help you move forward if you're stuck right now. Okay? How y'all doing out there? Y'all sticking with me? Again, I know I got a little lag on Instagram here, but I think YouTube, you should be good though. How y'all doing though? Everybody's good out there? Y'all following along? I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm not gonna keep y'all long. But I just want to bring it around. Like I said, the reason why I'm even talking about cycles, which is what we're talking about this week, is because in the bigger picture, doing this habit challenge, we are strengthening ourselves internally, mentally. Okay, we're working on those things without even knowing it. You are. Yes, good. Glad you're sticking with me. So without even knowing it, you are working on these things, and that's going to set you up for success. We're doing this in the winter time right now, and we're easing into the spring. Okay, where we're going to start to grow bigger. Remember that spiral, the growth spiral? Okay, spring's going to come and we're going to grow, but what are we going to grow into? Because it's going to grow bigger. What do you want to grow? That's why I say get clear on your values, your identity, and your why. Okay, this challenge right now is to help you in the fundamentals. That's why it's a simple, basic thing. Like I said, the shortest month of the year, and we're doing 27 days. We're not even doing the whole 28 days. You can start whenever you want. You didn't have to start on the 1st or the 2nd. You can start today. Just do your 27 days. Okay, it'll go right into March. That's fine. But you can start whenever. Okay, but it's about doing the thing. It's about the journey, remember? And in that journey, we're going to learn a lot. We're going to change a lot, especially our perspective. Okay, and we're going to be ready when spring comes. We're not going to react, remember. We're going to respond because we're in a better place. We know what we're growing before we get out there, before we, let's say we're planting the seed right now. We're planting it a little early, but we're planting the seed right now. Okay? And then in the spring, when it starts to sprout, we know what we're sprouting. We're not just responding and just taking what we're given. We actually planted it ourselves. Okay? And then we're going to nurture it. That's what we're going to do in the spring. Right now, we've planted it. We're going to, cover it, water it, and set our intentions this month. And then we're going to watch it sprout. Okay? So I really do appreciate you all sticking around. I hope that, I didn't talk too fast and you understood what I'm saying and why I wanted to talk about the cycles. Let's see. What else I got? Don't forget, if you have not listened to it, I would suggest listening to The Strange Secret by Earl Nightingale. I highly recommend that. Just give it a listen, and sometimes if you want to listen multiple times. But I think you could gain something from that. Okay? And then if you're not already, you can follow me on all my social media. On YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all the things. We have a Facebook group. If you are going to join this challenge, you can join the Facebook group. That's where we hold each other accountable. That's where I'm going to share, the weekly stuff. I'm going to share the recordings, all of the things, just give you some access that I don't post on my social media. So you just have that extra access to this information. So, yeah, I hope that this helps you all. Again, thank you for joining me on this live. I hope that you have a good week. And I will continue throughout this week. Like I said, our topic is about cycles in life and overcoming hurdles. So I'm going to post some more information on that and how it all connects to this habit challenge, how it can help you. Again, we're going from the fundamental foundations, and then we're going to grow from there. We're just laying it, putting our intention, our true intention into it, and then we're going to watch it sprout and grow in the springtime. We are in the winter. We know that. Okay? We just had a full moon yesterday. Okay? We're coming out of that now, right now. Like, you know, there's movements and things that we can't control, but we know how to flow. Not get caught up in the rhythm and the cycles, but flow with awareness, okay? All right, so you all have a good week. Don't forget, get that sunlight. Get that sunlight. The sun has been coming out. The weather's getting a little bit warmer. Enjoy it when it is here. Put your feet on the ground or put your hands down on the ground. Soak up that energy, all right? And let's move forward, okay? I really do appreciate you for sticking around, and I will see you in the next video. Monday, 8 p.m. Central Time, every Monday of February. I'm going to be doing this live with a new topic. And just stick around, okay? We're going to do some great things here. If you want change in life, then you should be joining this. So if you're not, I mean, it's recorded, so when you're ready, you can watch it. But otherwise, we're going to be growing. We're going to be expanding, okay? All right, thank you for sticking around. I'll see you in the next video. Y'all have a good night.